Hi, welcome back. Let's continue with our real numbers representation on a number line. We did the first part where it didn't include the inequality signs. Now this one we are including the inequality sign, where I think some people have difficulty doing this. I myself, when I was a student, I had difficulty representing this on the number line, especially when it involved the negative signs and then the inequality signs. Now, without further ado, let's read these points. You can take a screenshot and take note of these. Now, here are some of the points to help you represent a set of real numbers in a given range or interval on a number line. Mark the end point of an inequality first. The end point, that means the number that we are talking about. Now, use open circle, to show that the end point is not included, right? That is a sign less than or equal to, a sign less than or greater than. And then the shaded circle to show that the endpoint is included. That's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. I told you when you were learning that whenever you see less than or equal to in an equation, it means that that particular number is included in solving the question. So less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, the number is included. It's part of the range. But when you see less than or you see greater than, it's simple. You go straight ahead and do that. Now, point 2, decide whether the values are to the right or left of the endpoint. That means if the numbers are, the equation or the numbers involved is what? A negative or positive. If it is a positive, you use what? The greater than. When it's what? Is negative, you move to the what? So this one basically talks about the directions, either left or right. When it's right, it's positive. You use this one. When it's left or negative, move to the left. So that is it. Now, let's see this point also. The third one item is draw a line to show the range of values with an arrow at the end, right? So let's see the examples. Now, the first example is to what? The set of all numbers greater than 2.5, that is written as x is such that x is a member of a real number where x is greater than 2.5. So when you see this, first of all, look at the figure. Is it a negative figure or a positive figure? After you drawing your number line indicating the midpoint with 0, and then you can begin the numbers, write the numbers around this figure. So 1, 2, 3, up to any number indefinite. If I were you, I would just make it up to 3. It doesn't matter, or up to 5. The same thing is applicable here. So that is it. Now this number is positive. So move to the what? The positive side of that number line. 2. Now it's 2.5. So the distance between 2 and 3, just the midpoint, will be 2.5. So that's where you indicated. Now after indicating, you draw your circle. Now this circle, is it an open circle or shaded? It is open because the sign here is not greater than or equal to. Because the sign here is not greater than or equal to. So simply it's open. Now if it's open, then you start drawing your arrow to anywhere on the right, because this number is a positive number. So write to anywhere at all. It doesn't have to stop here. Wherever you draw your line or indicate a number up to, you can draw it up to that. So let's assume I ended mine at 3. Right, I could draw from here and then end at 3, and I'll be correct. I don't need to continue. So because the person indicated 6, the book indicated 6, because real numbers are indefinite, you can continue to anywhere. So with that being said, let's move on to another example where x is such that x is a member of R, where x is less than or equal to negative 2. So the moment you see less than or equal to, the equal to, less than or equal to once, that means the circle will be shaded. That is it. The circle will be shaded. Now, that is after you have drawn your number line indicating the point or the integers. Now, you indicate that with the figure is negative 2. So you move to negative 2, you draw a circle, you indicate whether it's open or not. Here, because it's shaded actually because they see the inequality sign to be less than or equal to. Yes. So now let's see, is the arrow moving left or right? It's moving left because the number here is negative 2. It's as simple as ABC. Don't overthink it. Now, let's move on to another example where I think we are including a bit of difficulty. Now here, we are noting that sometimes the inequality may contain two signs. For example, x is such that x is a member of R, where x actually, we can say that -2 is less than x. Then another part, so this is by condition. And then we have another one, which is x is less than or equal to 3. So in this part, the first thing to do after drawing your number line, just know your where the figures are around, just do them around the figures. So you can end it at 3 or 4. So the textbook indicated -3 to +6. It doesn't spoil anything. So with that being said, with your midpoint indicated, you get your negative and positive numbers. Now we can divide this condition, is because it's a by, it's two conditions. You can divide it into two, here parts, this part and this part. So let's tackle the positive part first. So we are saying that x is less than or equal to 3. So if x is less than or equal to 3, you see the 3 here, you come to the 3, it's less than or equal to, so you shade that region, you shade the circle. You note that one down. Then you move to another part where we are saying that -x is less than x. So move to -2 on a normal line. Now after that, what do? We show that if that circle is shaded or not, it's open. Why? Because this sign was not less than or equal to. So it's as simple as that. Now after that, automatically you see that these points have been joined. It's as simple as that. Now let's go on to where you may be given a number line and then you'll be asked to indicate or write the equation yourself. It's possible in exam, whether MCQs or the written form, you'll be asked to do this. So let's see. Now write down the range or interval for the set of real numbers represented on the following number lines. Here we see -4 to +5, and then we see open region, and then moving to the right side. So we can see that x is such that x is a member of R, where x is less than -1, right? Is less than, right? So wait a minute. So we are here. We are moving. Sorry. So we are moving. So it's actually what? Wait. Actually positive. Sorry. Greater than -1, right? So we are moving this way. So greater than -1, right? So here also move here. This one is a by condition, right? So let's go on and then be looking at them. We have the third one too, double shaded, and then here and here. So let's see how they came up with the answers, right? So that I don't waste the time. Right, so the first one, we are saying that x is such that x is a member of R, where x is greater than -1, right? You got that? I think I did that. Now, the second one, where we had, I think I have to be swapping between the pages. That's what I'm trying to avoid, but I have no option than to continue with that. So here we have this and this. So open. So if it's open, right? So x will be such that x. So let's go. With that being in mind, let's move here. So we are saying that x is such that x is a member of R, where -1, right? Because we saw one open end, one was open end. -1 is open end because there's no less than equal to here under this. It's just less than that. And then we move on to the second part where x is less than equal to 2. So that means that part was shaded, right? Let's see. This is it, shaded, and this one was not shaded. I think you get the point. Now let's move on to the third one where we have both ends shaded. So we are saying that x is such that x is a member of R, and then 1 less than equal to s less than equal to 3 is the same thing. And then here also, just pause the video. I think I'm out of time. So it's simple, but the D part is by condition. So you include all. So it's like a separate condition that you have to meet. That is it.